No, I'm looking down from up in the sky. I don't like it. Oh, I've been without you for all this time. Good God, I'm bent out of shape. You got a body like a model. You got a body that you always find. Open up a bottle, and baby, you can have whatever you want. You taste so sweet, I can't help myself. You like candy, you like liquid honey.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, please hit subscribe. Show your girls some love and support on this channel, because it's a safe space for everyone included, because love is always love. It's Pride Month, you guys. Happy Pride Month. LGBTQ plus Pride Month. I am so happy. This makes me smile so much. I love Pride Month, the best time of every year besides Christmas, Halloween, and etc. So I did this by Pride makeup look. I was just playing around with my makeup. I was using this Pro Paint palette rainbow. I used a little bit of these shades here, and I use 1, 2, 3, 4. This is on my lid right there, and so is these right here, just a little bit on this outer part, and some glitter. You can see the glitter. I love glitter. And multi-chrome lip glosses. I used these on my lips. Just to tell you real quick, I found that I had an old palette I remember. I just started out with these right here, so just in the above part here in my eyes, these. And I have this for so long, I still have it. I remember when I used this, my first rainbow palette was this, and another one, but I put it somewhere else. And this highlighter palette, beautiful. I use this Sun Ray on my face. In the inner corner, this one's called Jade. I use it to match my shimmer right here. It's called Titanium White. So yeah, that's what I use on my face, my eyes, and everything. By Pride Jewelry, as you can see. And I was just playing around with my makeup, you know. I was having fun, playing with colors. You know, I was just playing around because I was like picturing what I wanted to create for my By Pride look this month. So this is what I came up with. And I'm planning to get some new things, like a flower crown that's like a By Pride colors of the flag, and maybe a button-down t-shirt that's By Pride, or a dress. I did found them on Etsy shop. I did found some By Pride things on Etsy shop, like a shirt or a dress and a flower crown, and I really want to get it so bad. So this is for now. Yeah, my By Pride look. What do you guys think? I want to get into this video talking about being autistic and being queer, you know. And did you know that there are lots of people that are disabled who are autistic, and they happen to be part of the LGBTQ plus community? Yep. So let's get started with this video. For Pride Month, happy Pride. I'm so happy it's Pride Month. So I got it right here. I wrote down on my notepad in my laptop. I wrote down notes right here, questions and answer. And so yeah, I'm going to read the questions just a little bit for you guys. I'm going to answer them. Research indicates that neurodivergent autistic people are very much more likely to identify as LGBTQ plus than their neurotypical peers, which is very true. The first question is, when were you diagnosed as autistic? Okay, so as autistic, I was diagnosed in my early 20s. I believe to be around maybe 23 or 24, probably around that age, if I remember correctly, when I had my first therapist. And I was so happy because I finally got a therapist. I never had one before. I begged to get a therapist, psychiatrist, because I was very depressed, and I just had a lot to deal with mental issues and mental health, and it was a struggle for a very, very long time. So finally, I have this chance to be diagnosed. And I'm so happy that it happened. And I had my therapist. I talked to her about my feelings, my emotions. And then she set me up with a psychiatrist. And for some weird reason, I get different psychiatrists like once a week. I don't know why they keep changing my psychiatrist. I don't know why. But my therapist suggests me to a psychiatrist appointment with a psychiatrist, because with a therapist I couldn't get diagnosed with a therapist for some reason. Oh, I'm a therapist, but I can't diagnose you. Only a psychologist could. And I was like, I didn't know that, so that's why I got a psychiatrist. She made an appointment for me. I think it was on a Friday, I believe, and I met with a psychiatrist. It was a man at first, and then they changed to a female, and another man. And I'm like, what? I don't know. It was very confusing. I don't know. It was hard to keep up with. Very confusing. The first was a male, and He diagnosed me with ASD. Another psychiatrist diagnosed me with ASD, and a third one diagnosed with ASD. So each of them diagnosed me with ASD because they could figure it out right away, instantly, like as soon as they saw me. And when I explained how I felt, my emotions, when I explained as best as I could, because I was very nervous and I couldn't make eye contact. I'm sorry, but I could not make eye contact. It makes me nervous, and it gives me anxiety to make eye contact. It's like I tried to at least like 1 second, like look away, a few seconds, look away. I tried to do that best as I could, but I wasn't comfortable that much to like make eye contact. I could still talk, I just couldn't like look in the eye. I just couldn't. But yeah, I was diagnosed by 3 different psychiatrists. Like, I don't know why that happened, but it was weird, and I don't know why. Anyway, so yeah, I was around my early 20s around that time. And right now I am 27, and I'm gonna be 28 in August, my birthday. I'm a Leo. Yeah. Next question: what is being autistic like for you? So before I was diagnosed, I really struggled academically. And socially in school. I struggled with learning and math. Like, I'm not a math genius. Just because someone is autistic doesn't mean they're, oh my god, they're a math genius. They're just super smart. Yes, there are smart people who are autistic, but not necessarily only like, oh, I must be good at math, right? No, I'm really bad at math. I suck at it. Academically, no. No. And socially, yeah, I'm not that good with socializing with people, talking, small talk, making eye contact, like, trying to think about something to talk about is really hard, because then you have to think about, okay, well, what am I going to say, what am I going to talk about, I don't know what to do, should I do this, should I say that, I just say hi, and then I don't know what else to say, how's your day, how are you, I guess, the normal, hey, how are you, what's up, and after that, I'm like, I don't know what else to say, maybe I should bring up something that I like, oh, hey, I like ice cream, what kind of ice cream do you like, I don't know, something like that, something simple, I guess, but it gets really, like, very hard to talk to people, and make conversation. Like, it depends, because, like, I try my very best to, like, act normal, like, acting, basically, but I am normal in my own way, but it's hard to explain, because in society, who you are, and pretend to be someone that you're not, like, acting like a normal person, like a neurotypical person, and when you're at home, you can unmask, and, like, hey, just be your amazing, beautiful self. And that's a sad thing, because you're struggling with that. It's not always easy being autistic, and now that, being diagnosed for, like, since 23 years old, and now I like that I am this way. I like being myself. Could you tell me about your experience of being autistic, member of the LGBTQ plus community? Sure. It's kind of like the same as like being autistic, what it's like. Well, my answer is kind of like having 2 identities, being autistic and being in the LGBTQ plus community. Those two kind of like separate identities, but honestly they're not separate. And they're kind of separate because they're not the same thing. Because you could be autistic and you can't be queer, right? They're 2 separate things. At the same time, they could be as one because they both experience some similarities. Like, for example, discrimination. I don't think there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong ever with being autistic. There's nothing bad about it. I don't say, oh, I hate being autistic. I don't hate it. It's not a bad thing about it at all. Like, there are some things that I wish there weren't, but at the same time, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with being myself. I'm fine with being autistic. Nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't change it for anything. I am who I am, and that's always going to be that way no matter what. Being autistic is like as if you have a double life, in a way, because in the real world, outside, being in my own bubble, my own home, whereas I have to be normal, act like everyone else, but and after that, when you come home, you unmask, and you're yourself. So it's kind of like having a double life, in a way, kind of, basically. I don't know, it's hard to explain, it's kind of like that. Found it difficult to keep up with my peer group of people in schools around my age at the time when I was a teenager, when I was a kid. Like, it was a struggle. Going to public school, I was trying to figure out my sexuality. At the time, I didn't know I was bisexual. As well as being on the spectrum, I didn't know at the time. But it took me a long time to figure out my sexuality. When you're in high school or middle school, that's the time where you're more like figuring yourself out, And when you're older, when you learn and discover more about yourself and figure out who you are, and you realize, wow, this is who I am. When you're younger, you figure things out, and that's okay. When you're questioning your sexuality, you're like, wait, do I like girls? Wait, do I like boys? And then the part where you're like, no, I'm not. There's no way. When you're like denying your feelings, denying your emotions. And then when you explore your feelings, when you explore that, your sexuality, that's when you, like, figure it out, like, wow, maybe I am. But at the same time, sexuality is very fluid, so it can change. One time you may think you're straight, and the next time you're like, wait, what? Am I gay? Or, like, am I bi? Or am I pan? Like, it's fluid, so it can change. You might think you're straight, but then you're like, wait, I kissed a girl. Wait, that felt nice. That felt good. I liked it. Am I gay? Am I lesbian now that I like kissed a girl? I don't know. But that's the point. You're figuring it out, and that's okay. And that's not a bad thing. When you're in that time, figuring stuff out, and always felt like there was something missing at the time when I was younger, and it wasn't ever easy to try to fit in and feel like everyone else, to be like everyone else. But I'm not. I'm me. I am one of a kind, and that's okay. That's who I am. I'm one of a kind. So are you. You are one of a kind. My autistic identity and being queer, sometimes they both merge together, and sometimes they don't. You feel accepted on one side and somewhat in the other side. But the autistic side identity is perhaps less recognized. Even being bi is also less recognized as well. Because you can't see it. You can't really see people being bi. You can't just say, oh, that person, bi. Oh, that person, bi. Yeah, they're giving me bi vibes. Maybe you may get some vibes from someone, but you can't always assume. Because you can't always tell, Same with being autistic. You can't see it, but it's real. With gay people, you probably could see it, being gay or bi. You probably could tell based on what they're wearing or style they have. I don't know if they're with a partner, maybe. But you can't always assume at the same time, But it's polite to ask. Polite to ask nicely, like, hey, are you this? Oh, I don't want to be rude, but I want to ask you nicely. Or I'll have a question. That's okay to ask questions? Sure. Next question. Do you usually celebrate Pride Month? Yes, I do. I absolutely love and adore and celebrate Pride Month every year. Like, when I first came out, I'm like, after that, I've been celebrating Pride Month. And I have went out to a Pride Parade before, a Pride Parade twice, and it was absolutely amazing. I loved it, enjoyed every minute of being there. And Pride Parade around where I live, it's far away, because it's a big city far away. It takes so long to get there, like an hour, but it was worth it. It was summer, it was hot in June, like now. And I didn't care. I wanted to be there. It was so loud, but I didn't really care. It bothered me. Sometimes it does. But at the time, like, I was happy. Like, I was like, yes! I was, like, so happy to be there. Because I felt like I was home. I felt like I was a place where I belonged. Like, I felt truly and unbelievably happy. For the first time in my life, I felt happy. I felt seen. I felt heard, And this was way before I was diagnosed with ASD, way before. I was I think I was first, like, 18 or 19 years old, I believe. I think I was 19. And I loved being there for the first time. And my feet were tired of walking. I was tired of walking with so many blocks, but I was happy. When I got home, I was like, finally I'm home. I'm never going out ever again. Like, for the last couple of weeks, I stayed home. I didn't want to go out anywhere, but to me, it was worth it, even though I felt drained afterwards. After tired of being outside for too long and too many people around. But at the same time, I was happy, so that was a good thing. But if I'm not somewhere where I'm not happy about being in a place with so many people around, like, no, I'm not happy about it. But that, a Pride Parade, yes. A Pride event, yes. That, very happy. I love to celebrate. And even if right nowadays, I haven't been out in a Pride Parade in like 3 or 4 years. It's been so long. Because I don't have no one to take me. I have no one to take me to a Pride Parade, to Pride events in June. And I feel sad because I really want to go so badly, but I don't know how to get there by myself. I'm scared to go out by myself, like, far away, and I'll get lost and confused, and also it terrifies me without having company, someone to come with me, because it's scary. Like, if it's short distance, sure, but it's far away, I can't do that. I really can't. But I enjoy doing Pride Month at home, doing my Pride makeup looks and stuff, the best that I can, and just watching movies about coming out, queer movies, like things like that. I watch it, and that's all I can have for now. That's fine for now. If someone could take me, I'd be happy, but someone that I could trust, obviously. LGBTQ plus people may have a greater understanding of autism. They already know what it is like to be seen by society as atypical, which is true. In some ways, being autistic and being LGBTQ plus are similar experiences. You may have to come out in both communities. Both groups experience what it's like to be in a minority and face some forms of discrimination. You can get discriminated against for being disabled. You can be discriminated against for being queer in the LGBTQ plus community. You can be discriminated against of your race, of your skin color, your background, your disability, who you like, your sexuality, your gender. You can be discriminated against based if you're a girl. Oh, you can't. That's a girl. You can't do that because you're a girl. Or you can't because you're a guy. Oh, no, wait. But you're trans? No. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So people that are disabled, people in the queer community, experience discrimination. Sorry, I've been talking so much. I try to make it short as possible. What do you think Raising awareness of autism in the LGBTQ plus community is so important. Of course it is. I think it's so very important because I'm not I'm not the only LGBTQ plus autistic person in the world. Because there are many people who are autistic and that are queer, who identify as a lesbian or non-binary, genderqueer, gender fluid, trans, bi. We all can identify as any one of those, and that's okay. We're here, we're queer. All of us should be celebrated in our communities, should be celebrated and understood. Raising awareness, but not just awareness, but also acceptance in the community as well, of having a disability and being LGBTQ plus helps that understanding and allows the LGBTQ plus to continue to be inclusive and as it always should be. If you could destroy one myth or stereotype about autism or being queer, what would it be? Let's see about that. The one that comes to mind is the myth that autistic people lack empathy. And also that being queer or bi, the myth or stereotype is that bi people can't decide between gay or lesbian, and that it's a phase. That's one of them. It's a phase. It's not a phase. Never has, never will be. And if it is to one person that was thinking they're bi, and then now that they're pan, that's okay. That's their journey. But nothing about being a phase is not a phase. And being autistic and that we lack no empathy, I think sometimes autistic people can actually experience more empathy than other people. Emotions are shown in so many different ways. And just because we don't show our emotions in the same way that non-autistic people do, doesn't mean we lack empathy. For instance, I've noticed a lot of autistic people have been great at campaigning for the rights of minority groups and speaking out against discrimination of all kinds. And yes, I have written stuff down in my notepad just so you know. That's why I'm looking that way. I'm reading what I wrote down. I like to write stuff down, okay? I like to be prepared. So I wrote it down. Although media representation is so important, I think it's equally important to meet and talk to autistic people and to have those conversations. That way you'll have much better understanding of what it means to be that person, and what being autistic is like for them. Same thing as what it's like to be queer, LGBTQ plus, and facing discrimination against someone because they love who they love. They love who they want to love. And that's okay. Love who you want to love. What identifies as neurodivergent? So, neurodivergence is a term for people whose brains function differently in one or more ways than is considered standard or typical. That's what neurodivergent means. Dating as a queer autistic person. Good question. Me personally, I don't really date. I used to, but nowadays it's like I don't really go out anywhere. I don't date anyone. I don't even go on apps. I tried to go on apps to date, but it's not my thing. I tried my best. I mean, from my personal experience, it's not that easy. It's not easy. I feel like it's not easy to date in general, but I feel like people who are disabled or LGBTQ community, especially if you're bi, it's really hard to date someone. Because you don't know how they're going to react if you're autistic. Oh, I'm autistic, by the way. Or I'm bi, by the way. By the way, I'm bi. By the way, I'm autistic. It's really hard to, make conversation with someone and talk about you and your disabilities or being queer. It's not that easy. It really isn't. Actually, it's a struggle. It's pretty hard. In the dating world, it's hello. Yeah, but I do really hope to find someone who will love me for me, no matter what. Dating as a person, it can feed to your everyday love language and the way they connect to see connection and companionship. Dating culture can be hard to navigate for neurodivergent people with social norms and constructs that make them cautious. Being LGBTQ plus has given communities to expand horizons for many, including neurodivergent people. And I heard about apps like Bumble, and I think it's called Hikey. I forgot what they're called. Offers ways to connect and bond when you are neurodivergent or queer, whether that is through relationships or friendships. And that is true about the apps that people can connect through, which is fine. But not everyone likes to use apps or go in person. It's really hard. Playing Bumble, it could be easy for them, but for me personally, no. I'm not interested in dating anyone. I'm just not interested. But maybe one day that will change. Last two questions I have. Okay. Why do most Autistic people identify as LGBTQ+. Well, I'm gonna tell you. Neurodivergent autistic people are very much most likely to identify as LGBTQ+ than their neurotypical peers. Autistic individuals who identify as LGBTQ+ face increased discrimination in access to care, culture, stigmas, and violence. Such experience can drive poor mental health and suicidal thoughts, which are already high among autistic and LGBTQ+ people in our communities. Individuals on the spectrum tend to be less influenced or responsive to social expectations or restraints from the way neurodivergent people consume social media, the way that communicates, and even friendships as well. They're more likely because they do have similarities, but also their ways to both come out in certain ways as well. Because since people that are LGBTQ+, we don't have to be confined by social norms. Like me being queer, like the norm is to be straight, and to me, no, I'm not. And I'm not going to define myself into that category as straight. I may look straight passing, but I'm not. Also, the thing is being able passing, like I don't look disabled, basically. Yes, the invisible disabilities. And the last question, how to better support autistic people? To better support autistic, queer people, individuals, we must accept, validate, and listen to the lived experiences of this community, of autistic people and the queer people as well. By doing so, we can learn how best to support and assist family, friends, loved ones who experience this intersection. We hope these resources from across the web, which I have found some websites that you can help, also help donate to actual autistic people, help donate to queer people in need, homeless, etc., and helpful of the LGBTQ+ members of the autism community and those who love and support them. So I have a list down below, and you can donate. I have some links down below for some websites that you can find, you can read information about if you want to educate yourself on, and links down below from the description box that you can read, go donate, support, show love. Please donate to Autistic Women Non-Binary Network to help actually autistic people. Please help donate. Autistic Girls Network, charity fighting to improve awareness and mental health and education for autistic girls. The Autistic People of Color, Autistic POC, please check them out, donate the best that you can, even for $1, $5, $10, $20, please donate whatever you can, okay? Show love, support, mwah. Research of autism and LGBTQ+ down below, and until next time, bye, mwah. Bye you guys, love and support as always, stay safe, happy Pride Month, happy Pride, bye guys, love is love, mwah.
You know just what you do to me. Play my emotions like a pair of puppet strings. Did it ever occur to you my heart's more than a toy? Please go easy on me, babe. Send message after message, forward my calls.